ಪ್ರಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಸಿಇಟಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಹಾಗೂ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಎಂದು ಕಂಡರಿಯದ ಜಾಗತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಕಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ಕೊರೋನಾ ಸಾಂಕ್ರಾಮಿಕದ ಕಾರಣ ಔಪಚಾರಿಕ ತರಗತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಗಳಿಂದ ವಂಚಿತರಾದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮತ್ತು ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆತಂಕವಿರುವುದು ಸಹಜ. ಆದರೆ ಸಂದರ್ಭಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಂದಿಕೊಂಡು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡರೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಮುಟ್ಟಬಲ್ಲಿರಿ ಎಂಬ ಭರವಸೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡುತ್ತಾ ನಾನೀಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಇಟಿ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆಯ ರಸಾಯನಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಉತ್ತರಿಸುವುದು ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಗಮನಿಸಿ. ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ರಸಾಯನಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಸಿಇಟಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ 60 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿವಿಧ ವರ್ಷಗಳನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ 15 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪ್ರಥಮ PUC ಇಂದ ಕಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು 45 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತನಕ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ PUCಯ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 15 ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ 20, ಒಂದು ಸರಾಸರಿ 40 ದ್ವಿತೀಯ PUC ಇಂದ ಬಂದರೆ 20 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರಥಮ PUC ಇಂದ ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ವಿಧ ಇದೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್. ಇನ್ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅನ್ಬೋದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓದಿದನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಉತ್ತರಿಸುದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಚಿಂತನೆಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇನು ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ರಸಾಯನಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳುವ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗಳಾದ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ, ಥರ್ಮೋಡೈನಮಿಕ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಓದಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ PUC ಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗೋದು, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕಲ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ನ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕಲ್ತು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹ್ಯಾಲೋ ಆಲ್ಕೇನ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, ಹ್ಯಾಲೋ ಆಲ್ಕೇನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಲ್ತು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಲ್ತ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ಈಸಿಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡುವ ಪೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 60 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗಿರುವುದರಿಂದ ಕೆಲವು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಇವೆ. ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಮೇನ್ ಸಿಇಟಿಗೆ, ಈ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಎಂಬುದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದರದ್ದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆಯೋದು, ಅದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಈ ಪೇಪರ್ಲಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ದ KSP ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ lead carbonate and magnesium carbonate has been given, that is around 1.5 into 10 to the power of -3 and 1 into 10 to the power of -15. Both are in terms of -15 it is. Respectively, solubility product it is called as. The concentration of what is that required? The concentration of lead 2+ ions in saturated solution containing magnesium carbonate and lead carbonate. ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ ಇಂದ ಕೇಳಿತು. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ. ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್, ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ions in which number of moles raised to the appropriate powers. So lead carbonate If I write lead carbonate is PbCO3, reversibly to give Pb2 plus and CO3 minus 2, lead carbonate. Because this carbonate is present in both. It's present in lead carbonate as well as magnesium carbonate. So let us take this as X, and this is X plus Y. Similarly, I will write for the solubility product of this one. So how do I write? Solubility product is equal to, this is X into X plus Y here. This is for the lead carbonate. Meanwhile, for magnesium carbonate, MgCO3, we can write it as Mg2 plus and CO3 minus 2. Let us take this as Y here, and this is X plus Y. So the solubility product ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ y into x plus y ನ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರದ್ದು ರೇಷಿಯೋ ತೆಗೆಯುವ. ಈಗ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಈಗ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಇದು x by y ಬರುತ್ತೆ. x by y ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಸಾಲಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ 1.5 ಮತ್ತೆ 1 into 10 to the power of 15 ಅಂತ. ಸೊ 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 15 divided by 1 into 10 to the power of minus 15 is equal to x into x plus y and y into x plus y. So they get cancel each other. 15 get cancelled. 1.5. Very clearly x by y is equal to 1.5 divided by 1. It is 1 only. Okay. Now we got that x by y. Let us take the solubility product of magnesium carbonate. Magnesium carbonate. You can substitute that. Now it is all about substitution. Solubility product of magnesium carbonate ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. So it is y is equal into x plus y ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Magnesium carbonate solubility product ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So you have to look after this particular area. ಈ ಏರಿಯಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು. Okay. So this is x by y. So this is magnesium carbonate. Magnesium carbonate is, we have to write down the values. Okay. So when you write down and try to solve this, y is equal to, or x is equal to, you have got x by y, or you need to substitute either of this or in the other one. Okay. X is equal to 1.5, y 1.5, or you can substitute here also. This is 1.5 y into 1.5 y plus y is equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 15. Okay. On solving, you keep solving this. Idan solve ಮಾಡಿ, multiply ಮಾಡಿ, solve ಮಾಡುವಾಗ 2 into 10 to the power of minus 8 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. 2 into 10 to the power of minus 8 y ಬರುವಾಗ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. You can substitute there and you will also get implies x is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8. It is the answer. So you are interested in knowing the concentration of the lead ions in a saturated solution of magnesium carbonate is the answer 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8 molarity. So ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುವುದು ಆ x by y ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಬರುವ ತನಕ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಖಾಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುವುದು x by y ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ತನಕ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ಒಂದಾ ಲೆಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮೆಗ್ನೀಷಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕು concentration x ಅದು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. That is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8. So equilibrium ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, equilibrium ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. ಇದು equilibrium ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಅಯೋನಿಕ್ equilibrium ಎಂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ solubility product. Solubility product is the product of the concentration of the ions. X lead is taken because it is not there in both, but carbonate is there in both. So it is x plus y. Magnesium y into x plus y. If you take the solubility of these two ratios, you will get x by y is 1.5. Then we will be substituting here. If you substitute 1.5 into 1.5 plus y is equal to, this is 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 15. On simplification, y is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 8 and x is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 8. ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯಾದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಟೈಮ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ y ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆಯುವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರುವಾಗ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಉಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಕಷ್ಟ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಗಮನವಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ CET ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಆನ್ಸರ್ 4 is right. That is 3 into 10 to the power of -8 ಮೊಲಾರಿಟಿ. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮೊಲಾರಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಮೊಲಾರಿಟಿ is equal to number of moles divided by volume of the solution in liter. Number of moles divided by volume of the solution in a liter is called as the molarity there. Okay, so that is what the concept on molarity and solubility product. Okay students, ಮುಂದೆ ಎರಡನೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುವ. ಎರಡನೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಏನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ? ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಸಿ, ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1 3 ligand 3 plus 4 2 plus 5 6 plus 3. ಕೋಬಾಲ್ಟ್ ತನ್ನ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು 6 ತರುವಾಗ CO NH3 ligand ammonia 4 then Cl2 students. 1 chlorine will be outside in the second option. Third option, CO NH3 5 times and Cl. Let us take the Cl2 outside. If you take the fourth option, CO NH3 6 times and let's take all the Cl3 outside. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 6 ಅನ್ನು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಕೋಬಾಲ್ಟ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 6 ಅನ್ನು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್, ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಯೋನೈಸ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ NH3 4 Cl2, this will be plus and here is Cl minus. Third complex if I take, this is CO NH3 5 times CO NH3 5 Cl, this will give 2 Cl minus, of course 2 plus here. This particular complex CO NH3 6 time and I keep the bracket like this 3 plus and 3 Cl minus. If you look at the ratio, either ratio ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ? 1:1, ಇದು 1:2, ಇದು 1:3. ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ 2, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ 3, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ 4. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಮೋರ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 4 ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್. ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ ತಪ್ಪಂತ. ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಯಾವ್ದು ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಯಾಕೆ? ನಾನ್ ಅಯೋನೈಸೇಬಲ್, ಅಯೋನೈಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ CO NH3 thrice and Cl3, it won't dissociate or won't ionize. Okay, so that is both are same words, dissociate or ionize. Ionization agalla, so it won't ionize in this case. So it is the answer least molar conductivity is shown by option number 1 is right in this case. I hope you have convinced this problem because I have elaborated ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಗೆ 6 ಅನ್ನು ರಿಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಯೋನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಅಯೋನಿಕ್ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್, ಅಯೋನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್. ಅಯೋನೈಸ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, So this is actually the fundamental which is there in coordination compound. Introduction of the coordination compound itself you will find. ನಿಮ್ಮ ವರ್ನರ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 1:2 ಇದೆಯಾ, 1:1 ಇದೆಯಾ? ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3ಗೆ ಹೋಗುವ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3 ಇದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇನ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಗ್ಯಾಬ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಥಾಲಿಮೈಡ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಈ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗಳು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 2 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಮರ್ಜ್ಡ್. ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಮೈನ್ಸ್, ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್. ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿನೈಲ್ ಅಲನೀನ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿನೈಲ್ ಅಲನೀನ್. ಈಸ್ ವರಿಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿನೈಲ್ ಅಲನೀನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. Phenylalanine, Gabriel thalamide amine. Phenylalanine is biomolecule. So biomolecule alliruva structure annu keli ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇರುವ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಗಳು. ಗ್ಲೈಸಿನ್, ಅಲನಿನ್. ಗ್ಲೈಸಿನ್, if I take H, CH and COOH and NH2, glycine, 1 2 3 4. Glycine, alanine, CH3, CH, COOH and NH2. This is glycine. This is glycine. This is alanine. Alanine. ಎರಡು different amino acidಗಳು. Amino acids these are. Okay students, these are amino acid, glycine and alanine. But they are asking phenylalanine. That means very clearly suggest alanine, you have to replace this one of the H here and put a phenyl group. Phenyl andre benzene group annu introduce ಮಾಡೋದು. So ಯಾವುದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? So you have to go for second option in order to get that answer. Let us explain it here. Okay, so the question, if you go for it, Gabriel thalamide, this is thalamide, N- potassium thalamide kuda ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, potassium thalamide. If it is made to react to the second option, and the second option here is 2-chloro, second position is chloro, 3-phenyl, so it is number wise. If you go ahead with the number, it is 1 here and 2-chloro. This is 1 here because acid 1, 2-chloro, 3 is a substituent, phenyl methylpropanoic acid. Now you try this reaction. The negative part of the N in potassium thalamide attacks this CH group. Attack the CH group because there is a Cl group is there. Cl is a very good leaving group. ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಬೇಕು, Cl is a very good leaving group. Departure takes place. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ Cl ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆದರೆ ಅದು ತನ್ನ 18 electron 8 electron system 18 it becomes. That means outermost 8 octet it attains. So chlorine prefers to move out. It's a good leaving group. Therefore we get it as this will be obtained as something like this. Intermediate step I have not put it there, but I would prefer to write down that C double bond O illi N K irutte. Sorry, N and CH, this is COOH and CH2 and C6H5. Now they have given that hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is there. You have done it in the board exam also. Upon hydrolysis here, you have to break in this manner. If you break it here, this is HO and H, HO and H. You can make out this is an acid and left out is this become NH2. That is 2-amino 3-phenyl propanoic acid phenylalanine. That is multiple concept have been blended. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಿದಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. ಒಂದು ಅಮೈನ್, ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಅಮೈನ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಇದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್. ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳೋ ಬದಲು ಆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಕೇಳಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ. So glycine, alanine, serine, cysteine, aspartic acid, lysine, tyrosine, proline ಇವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಗಮನಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಬ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಥ್ಯಾಲಿಮೈಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾಲ್ಕನೇ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಈಸ್ 4. This is electrochemistry. Obviously there is one question on electrochemistry, always, often. Aluminium oxide may be electrolyzed at 1000 degrees Celsius to furnish aluminium metal. Atomic mass 27 atomic mass units it is. That is 1 Faraday is 96,500 coulombs also they have given. The cathode reaction, aluminium accept 3 electron to give aluminium. It's a reduction, of course it is a reduction. To prepare 5.12 kg of aluminium metal by this method would require. So let us try this question. Aluminium 3 plus and accepting 3 electron to give aluminium. So here is 3 electron. E reaction reduction ige 3 electrons galu bekadu. So this is 3 Faraday, 3 into 96,500 coulomb. If you pass this much of current, if you pass 27 grams or 1 mole athava 27 grams of aluminium is getting deposited. On passing 3 Faradays, 27 964 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ 400 ಅಲ್ಲಿ NCERT ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಗೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ 96,500 ಆಗಿಯೇ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. 27 ಆದ್ರೆ 5.12 ಅಂದರೆ 5120 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗಳಷ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ quantity of electricity is passed. That is the question. Okay, so the question is to prepare this by this method would require that much electricity. So it is 3 into 96500 into 5120 divided by 27. Simplify, you can go for 3 ones. This is 9 times 9, this is 1 times. So it is left out is, this sounds like, see 1 5 only there, 5 only the answer, not 4. You are very clear, because I have not completed the entire calculation though, but very much clear that it is something like here I said 3 1 times. I'll tell you exactly. I have come to the conclusion. It's 1 time 3 9 times, and I said 3 9 1. So here 1 is there, starting number is 1. Starting number is 1, whatever the value I get it. So 3 zeros are there, 3 zeros, 3 1 2 3 zeros. I will rule out this also, because 10 to the power of 1 impossible now. So now it is decimal wise. If I take 1 2 3 4 5 6, it is more in number. It is more in number. Cannot be 5 ones of 5, either this or this option. Now you have to deal only with the in terms of powers is the only options. Okay, so very clearly last number and first number 5 1 5. So it has to be either of these two. So when you simplify and try to get the answer coming out to be the third one, that is 5.49 into 10 to the power of 7. That itself is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so that itself is the right answer. So Faraday's NCERT method, I have preferred NCERT method only to solve this particular question. How is it in your NCERT textbook? Same way I have solved. Aluminium andre 3 Faraday galashtu, 3 Faraday andre 3 into 96,500 galashtu pass ಮಾಡುವಾಗ 27 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗಳು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ 5120 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು kg ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So they have given in terms of kg. So you need to convert that kg into gram. That you can do it. That is not a question to be asked at this level, but you can make out this how to get the answers. Okay, the answer is 3. Correct for the question number is 4. Okay, electrochemistry. We started with something like equilibrium, and we went to coordination compound, amines and biomolecule, electrochemistry. Okay, so this is what our answer we are getting. Anyway, I will go to the next question number 5. E question nodidre gamanavittu nodi. This is again in ionic equilibrium. An acid solution has a pH 6 acid solution as a pH 6, diluted to 100 times pH of the resulting solution. ಈಗ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. pH ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ pH ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬ್ರಷ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನು. pH is equal to negative log of base 10 of H3O plus concentration. This is pH. So pH is 6. pH 6 is equal to H3O plus ಅಥವಾ H plus concentration ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. H plus ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಥವಾ H3O plus. So it is equal to 10 to the power of minus 6. Minus 6. It's been diluted to 100 times. 100 ಅಂದರೆ 10 to the 1 by 100. 1 by 100 is 10 to the power of minus 2. So the resultant is 10 to the power of minus 8. So what is the pH of the resulting solution? Normally ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕೆಲವು H plus ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು pH ಗೆ 8 ಅಂತ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೆಯೋದುಂಟು. ಅದು ರಾಂಗ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ನೋಡಿ. pH ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೀವು pH ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ pH ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? pH scale 7 ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು 0 ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು 14. This is nothing but a neutral, and more than 7 is obviously basic it is, and less than 7 is acidic here it is. ಏಳಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದ್ರೆ acidic ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏಳಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ basic solution ಆಗಿ ಬರೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡು 10 to the power of minus 6 that is acidic. acid ಗೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಬೇಸ್ ಆಗೋದು, acid ಗೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಬೇಸ್ ಆಗೋದು. Again, that doesn't sound nice. So ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ. So how do I clarify this question? 10 to the power of minus 8. Then you have to take the H plus ion which is furnished by the water also you have to take. ಇಲ್ಲಿ H plus ion ಎಷ್ಟು H plus ಕೊಡುತ್ತೋ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. So common between them is 10 to the power of minus 7, 10 to the power of minus 1 plus 1. It is equal to 1.1 into 10 to the power of minus 7. That is H3O plus concentration. ಈಗ pH find out ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ negative log of base 10 of 1.1 into 10 to the power of minus 7. So minus outside log of 1.1 minus 7 log 10. So log 1 0 point something you will get, minus 7 log 10 is 1. So your answer is less than 7 but between 6 and 7. Between 6 and 7, so you will be getting it as something like 6.9. 6.9 you will be getting accurate answer 6.9587. But solve ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 6.95 ಇದೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್. 5 is answer 2 is right in this case. Okay, so direct don't make mistake there saying that it is 6 ಇರುವಾಗ dilution 1 by 100 ಮಾಡುವಾಗ 10 to the power of minus 8 ಒಂದು pH 8 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಿರುತ್ತೆ. That is common, quite common in all the question paper. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪೇಪರ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಈ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So that's going to be a wrong one. So it has to be correct one. 6.95 is right answer. Okay, good question. It is once again based on the equilibrium, that is ionic. Okay, that is answer number 2 is correct. You can go through that. Number 6. This is a road map problem. ಇಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ರೋಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ಒಂದು ಎರಡು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 2-3 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು. So what is it actually? You have to observe here the influence of the two groups. ಎರಡು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. One of the group is a methyl group. One of the group is a methyl, toluene ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Another group here is nitrobenzene. Nitrobenzene. So here they show two different effects. What is that? Two different effects which we will discuss here. What is it? Methyl group shows hyperconjugation, children. It shows hyperconjugation effect. Idu hyperconjugation effect annu torisidre. NO2 it shows minus M effect. It shows minus M effect. It pulls electron towards itself. So it is a withdrawing, andre strongly deactivating group. This is strongly deactivating group, students. So it will decrease the electron density. CH3 is not that strong. It is mild, mediocre. So because of this withdrawing nature here, you will find a positive charge at the ortho, positive charge at the para, considerably it is negative here. Now, if you look at that hyperconjugation of methyl, if you discuss it here you will find a negative charge, and negative. So you will find a negative charge are getting concentrated at this particular position. That is the ortho position. Adannu ortho position kuda helbodu now. Ortho position of the CH3. They both the charges reinforce each other, making more and more negative. ನೋಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ NO2 ನ ವಿಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ರೆಸೊನಾನ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಮೈನಸ್ ಎಂ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಮೈನಸ್ ಎಂ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರೆದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್. ಹೈಪರ್ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಟೊಲ್ವೀನ್ ಇದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಾ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡು NO2 ಮತ್ತೆ CH3 ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನ ಎರಡು ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗಳು ರೀಇನ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಆರ್ಥೋ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ CH3. Therefore, if you put a bromine, the bromine prefer to attack at ortho position. So here it comes. Let's see the answer. We will explain. So you will find that the CH3 and NO2 groups are there. Students, what is happening here is because of the influence here, negatively charges are concentrated. We get the bromine at ortho position. Bromine. Yeah, electrophilic substitution reaction. That is called as electrophilic substitution reaction it is. Now students, continue further. If you continue further, the SN and HCl reducing agent, reduction, it will reduce the NO2 group here into NH2 group here, reducing agent. Okay. You have to understand that NO2 is a reducing agent here. Now reducing agent, aniline diazotization to give diazonium chloride. It gives diazonium chloride. Diazonium chloride with H3PO to give benzene. That is methyl and bromine, we get it. Benzene. Finally, alkaline KMNO4 oxidizes toluene to acid, that is 2-bromo. That's why 2-ortho-bromo-benzoic acid we will be getting as an answer here. Ortho-bromo-benzoic acid, we will be getting it as an answer here. Option 6th option second correct. It is a good question because multiple concept galanella olagondide, 2-3 concept galanne olagonda problem. So reinforce each other, making that ortho position more and more predominantly active. And incoming electrophile prefers at the here at ortho position here. Then reduction of the NO2 takes place to give NH2, diazotization, and H3PO to give benzene. Finally, with alkaline KMNO4, the methyl group is converted into an acid in the final case. That's for the answer 2-bromo or ortho-bromo-benzoic acid is the correct answer for the question number 6. So I have used multiple concepts. Organic ಬರುವಾಗ multiple concept ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ರೀಸನ್ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ತಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಇಂಥದ್ರದ್ದು 1 2 3 4 5 ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಆ 5 ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ 60 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, question number 6 explained. 7th question, osmotic pressure solution chapter 12 standard. Ali osmotic pressure, blood is 7.65 at 300. Aqueous solution of glucose is isotonic. Isotonic means two solutions having same osmotic pressure. Two solutions having same osmotic pressure is called isotonic solutions. Two solutions having same osmotic pressure is called isotonic. Iso means same osmotic pressure anta heltane. ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಐಸೋಟೋನಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್? ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ isotonic solution, glucose isotonic with that of the blood they are telling. So let us use that. PV is equal to nRT formula and solve. PV is equal to nRT formula. Okay, PV pressure is osmotic pressure 7.65 into V, number of moles cracked as mass by molar mass. Mass by molar mass, that is glucose is 180. Glucose na molecular mass 180 gram per mole it is. Gram per mole into N into R. R value is 0.0821 into temperature is 310 it is. So W by V, they are asking mass, W by V, mass divided by volume you have to take. Volume nalli ಕೆಳಗೆ ತರಬೇಕು. So ಉಳಿಯುವುದೇನು 7.65 into 180 divided by 0.0821 into 310. Okay, so we will be getting the answer for this question. This is the way it is. So simplification, you 7 ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, 300 ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, 200 ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, 0.1 ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. It is all simplifications. It is left to you. So simplify ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಜಾಗ್ರತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 8 200, okay, and this is 300. So simplify and your answer for this is 54.1 gram per liter. 54.1 gram per liter. You will be getting that option number 3. 3 is the correct answer for the question number 7. 7 ಗೆ ಬರುವಂತ answer 54.1 correct ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Good question, because you know how to solve using an ideal gas equations you have learned here. Isotonic ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ನ osmotic pressure ಮತ್ತೆ blood ನ osmotic pressure same ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Isotonic solutions. Okay students, so let's have the next one, number 8. 8th question ನೋಡಿ. ಇದು ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಜಿಂಕ್ ಡಸ್ಟ್, ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್. ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ is a promoter. ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಡಿ, it is a promoter. It is nothing but a promoter here. Zinc dust reducing. So reduces into, we get as C6H5 NH OH we are getting. People are thinking it become aniline. Ammonium chloride ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅನಿಲಿನ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, NH OH ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Finally rearrangement takes place with a cold and concentrated HCl and we get NH2 here and OH will be attached here. Rearrangement takes place. This is a rearrangement here and finally we'll be getting the answer number 2nd. 8th is 2. First we get NH OH, ammonium chloride ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆದಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅನಿಲಿನ್ ಸಿಕ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ. So NH OH and then finally rearrangement because of the dehydration. This dehydrated, loss of water, again it comes and attached at the para position. So the answer, question number 8 is 2 is right. Okay. 9th question. 9th question ಅಲ್ಲಿ, which of the following has a least covalent pH bond? Least covalent pH bond ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Least covalent pH bond. Then we need to go for answer number 4 is right. That is pH 6 plus. Due to a positive charge on phosphorus, it attracts the electron of the pH bond towards itself. As a result, it has some ionic character. In other words, pH bond in pH 6 plus is least covalent. It has a least covalent. It has already a positive charge. Positive charge ಇರುವಾಗ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳು ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆಗಿರುವಾಗ it tries to pull the electron from others. pH bond in the full ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So it is more of ionic character and least covalent character. Ionic character ಕಡಿಮೆಯಾಗಿ least ionic character ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿ least covalent character it attains. Least covalent character it attains. That is option number 4 is a perfect answer for this question. 9th is 4 is the right answer. Okay, so 9 questions I have solved, different topics. You can understand, may not be from the same thing unit which I went on working, different things. So you have to tune yourself, okay, to understand how we can get the answers properly. So let us go to the next question. Number is 10. Question number 10. What is that question number 10? Oh, easy. ಇದು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಲಾಟ್ರಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ IUPAC ನೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾನೆ, 5 ethyl 6 methyl cyclo x ಈ ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಲ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ 1 ಮತ್ತೆ 4 ಬಿಕಾಸ್ x 2 in ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಡಬಲ್ in 1 own. So either it is second or third is correct. Obviously the third is right answer here. That is, we have to go for how we go for numbering, because functional group is 1, then priority goes to here 2 3 4 5 6 7 ಹೋಗಬಹುದಿತ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 6 7 ಹೋಗಬಹುದಾ, ಇದು ರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರೋದರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 6. So now here is, you read that very carefully. 5 position is ethyl. Yes, position number 5 is ethyl. This is the ethyl group here. Position number 5 is ethyl allirutte. 6 position is nothing but a methyl group. So this is a methyl group here. Cyclo X 2 in. Yes, position number is second. We have got 2 in is there, and position number 1 is a ketone. This is the functional group. So one by one you go systematically, you can get the answer without any difficulty. Hope for the best you get some IUPAC naming in the examination, because if you get organic IUPAC naming, normally students will able to crack that questions without any difficulty. They come to the conclusion and tell the answer is, the particular answer is right. Okay students, let us go to the next question. 10 to 11. This is first year's atomic structure. Let us see. The wavelength of the radiation emitted during the or producing in a Lyman series. Lyman series, keep an eye on that. Lyman series it is. So Lyman series ali question kelirtane. When an electron falls from 4th stationary state in hydrogen atom, Rydberg constant is given. So nimge alli derivation ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆಯುವಂತದ್ದು. So wave number is equal to Rydberg constant 1 by lambda, then comes the Rydberg constant into z square into z square, because we need to apply that z square here. It is into, after applying z square here, into we have to apply. Okay, so you are getting that RH into z square. Z square is atomic number, and then we have to apply 1 by initial square minus 1 by the final square. That is what we need to apply here. 1 by initial square and final square. Along with this, idara jotege ನೀವುಗಳು ಆ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಇದೆ, ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ರೇಡಿಯಸ್, ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ PUC ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, so then we have got a formula Ni square minus Nf square here. So now wave number ಕೇಳಿರೋದು wavelength of the radiation emitted. Wavelength ಕೇಳಿರ್ತಾನೆ. So now Rydberg constant. The Rydberg constant 1.1 into 10 to the power of 7. Forget meter inverse. Everything is look like z square is 1 square into it is Lyman series. Lyman andre 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 4 square, because Lyman series, and then starts with Balmer series, Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, bracket series, and fund series. So you see these values N1, corresponding N1 values you have to note down here. N1 is 1, N1 is 2, 3 here, 4 here, 5. And you know that N2 is greater than N1, isn't it? 2, 3, something like that, it goes on. So next you can try. Now on solving this, okay, 16, we are getting it as wave number is equal to 1.1 into 10 to the power of 7 meter inverse into this is equal to 16. So 16 minus 1, 15. So So we get it. Wave number sigante. So wave number and wavelength are reciprocal of each other. So you know that here it is, as you can make out here, isn't it, children? Illi gottagate wave number matte wavelength ಎರಡು reciprocal ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so therefore we will be coming to the conclusion that lambda is equal to 16 by 15 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ into 1 by 1.1 into 10 to the power of 7 meter inverse become meter ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. meter inverse become meter, either second or 4 unit wise checking ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು 1 ನಂತರ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದರದ್ದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ 1 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ? 16, ಇದು 1 ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ, 16 by 15 1 point something ಬರುತ್ತೆ. we get 1 point something into 10 to the power of -7, 1 point something 10 to the power of -7. so it is 1 ಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 10 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 10 to the power of -7 ಅನ್ನು 10 to the power of -8 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so this is the very close answer. That is the only one option we can go ahead. Yes, options are perfect, it is. So I don't want to multiply and teach you in the exams. I'm not here to teach you multiplication here. I just want you to tell you how exactly we can reach up to the answers. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಲಿಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು, ಅದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ N1 is a Lyman series, hence it is 1. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 4ನೇ ಲೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 1 2 3 4ನೇ ಲೈನ್ 4th ಇಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So it is what the answer 9.697 10 to the power of -8. This is the answer for the question. 11 is answer 4 is right. Okay, so let's have the next question. Number is 12. Okay, idu P block, second PC P block ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Oxo acids of chlorine ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Oxo acids of chlorine, if you see HOCl, we have got HOClO, HOClO2 and HOClO3. So you can write something like structures ಗಳನ್ನು ಹೀಗೆ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. HOCl hypochlorous and chlorous, this is chloric, and final one is perchloric. So ಈ ರೀತಿ hypochlorous, chlorous, chloric, perchloric. ಎರಡು first two are us, and last two are ic, and us and ic. Hypochlorous, chlorous, chloric, perchloric. So illi what products are expected from disproportionation reaction of hypochlorous? Obviously we are dealing with HOCl. Obviously it is HOCl or HClO, it is aqueous. This give rise to HClO3 and hydrochloric acid. That is option number 4 is right. So I mean to say that it is a disproportionation. Disproportionation means same element is undergoing oxidation and same element is undergoing reduction is called disproportionation. Okay, you can see that change over in the oxidation number +1. Earlier it was +1. You can try 1 plus x minus 2 is equal to 0. X is +1. Yes, of course, it is in +1 status. Now you check this one. 1 plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. X is +5. So this is +5 status. This is 1 minus plus x is 0. X is -1. So same element undergoing oxidation means +1 to +5 oxidation, same element, and same element undergoing reduction. This particular type of reaction are called disproportionation reactions. Same element undergoing oxidation and same element undergoing reduction are called as disproportionation reaction. Okay, so this is the answer for this. Information ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಇನಾರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ NCERT ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಹೈಲೈಟರ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಲ, ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮರ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಬೇರೆದಾದ್ರೂ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಗಿಂತ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಲಾಜಿಕಲಿ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು. ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇದೆ, ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿರೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಓದಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟು, yes, you are fine. If you have not read, then it's not possible to answer the inorganic. That is a drawback actually, which normally most of the students will tell Inorganic ಅಷ್ಟಾಗತ್ತೆ, inorganic ಮರೆತೋಗುತ್ತೆ. Yes. So only one thing is NCERT you have to read for that, especially for seed. Number 13 ನೋಡಿ, electrochemistry. This is a reversible sign. Here is a reversible sign. So zinc, copper, you get Q, and variation E cell and log Q of the type given graph is OA is 1.10, E cell is 1.159. So Nernst equation ಬಳಸಬೇಕೀಗ. Nernst equation is E cell is equal to E naught of the cell. Okay, E cell is equal to minus 0.0591 divided by N into log of anode by cathode. Anode by cathode. Anode is zinc divided by zinc. It is, you have to consider the zinc and copper concentrations. These two you need to take it. Okay, and then you have to solve. First of all, you have to remember that Nernst equation very, very clearly. E is equal to E cell. E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 N log of anode by cathode or product by reactant. ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಸಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು ಇವರಿಗೆ log anode by cathode cell ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ when they give cell ABC, sometimes log products divided by reactants, products divided by reactant. I'll tell them PQR, products Q and then R, so that easily you can remember. Only when they give cell reaction over here, and this is only when they give cell reaction, this is when they give cell. So now it's a substitutions. I can give the formula. OA intercept, because Y is equal to mx plus c, intercept is 1.10. This is given 1.159 log of zinc by copper. Try to solve log and you will be getting answer as -2, and anti-log of that is 0.01. Anti-log of that is 0.01 or 10 to the power of -2. That is the answer for this question. Zinc by copper, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಬಟ್ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಚೆಕ್, you will realize that it's too late. Then when you realize it's going to be too late, you must have lost that question. So careful with that. 13th question, answer 0.01 is a perfect answer for the question. Okay, students. So Nernst equations, obviously very, very important. CET, they will ask this kind of questions. Quite often, these questions will be asked. Okay, Nernst equation, I repeat again, E cell is equal to E naught of the cell minus 0.059 when log of anode by cathode. Mind you, in both the cases, change in the electron is 2. That's why N is value wise, N is 2 there. N in a value 2 ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಆ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಪರ್ ನ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನೋಡಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ 0.01. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2. ಕಣ್ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ತೆರೆಯುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗುವ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So you have to be very, very careful, while solving. Solving is one important thing, then shading is another part of it. There are some students who made a mistake while shading also, in spite of knowing the answers correct. So you have to be very, very careful, students. Anyway, 0.01 anti-log of this, it is -2, 10 to the power of -2. You can reverse it like this. It is log, if I take 10 to the power of -1 -2, how do I take it? -2 into log 10. Log 10 is 1, so -2. So log 10 to the power of -2 is equal to -2. Okay, so log 10 to the power of -2. So anti-log of this, you will be getting that -2 is the answer. Okay, -2, it is anti-log of the -2. If you bring the log here, anti-log of the -2 is 10 to the power of -2. So that is a reverse, both of them are. Okay, so question number 13, you saw that answer number 3 is right answer. Okay, students, let's go to the 14th question. Yeah, this question was asked in the CET. Which of the following has a electrovalent and covalent and coordinate? ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಮೋನಿಯಾ NH3. If you take ammonia NH3, this is NH3. Ammonia. Ammonia, there is a bonding is present. Mutual exchange. So mutual exchange and mutual exchange of bonding takes place. Ammonium. Then this will give electron to the H. It is a shortage, deficient species. So this kind of a bonding, lone pair, it donated to the H. This is plus, and outside Cl minus. So you will find that there are different types of bonding is there. One of the bonding, these are called as covalent bonding. That type of bonding is called as covalent bonding. So yellow color which I highlighted is called covalent bond. Mutual exchange of electron takes place. Mutual exchange of electron takes place, and the resultant will be that bond here. If I highlight with something else, lone pair electron is donated here. This is the lone pair of electron which is donated in this case. If the lone pair of electron is donated, it is called covalent coordinate bond. Covalent prakarave, but it is a coordinate bond here. It is, and outside ilde alva illi, that is a ionic bond, electrovalent bond anta ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. So everything is possible in ammonium chloride. Of course, this was one of the CET question, was asked in one of the CET exams. Yes, students, answer is as I said, ammonium chloride is correct here. Now, number 15. 15th question. Yes, this question, perhaps you can go ahead with the solving. Eradu method alli ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. If I try with the conventional method, like oxygen is, it is O2, 8, 8, 16 electrons. We can take KK, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, and sigma 2pz comes first, followed by pi 2px2 and pi 2py2. This is pi star 2px is 1 and pi star 2py is 1, antibonding. You can understand 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. Correct. 16 electrons are there. Now you go for the bond order. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ bond order find out ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ number of electron in the bonding minus number of electron in the antibonding divided by 2. Bonding minus antibonding divided by 2. Bonding ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳು? How many electrons in the bonding? Bonding ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. ಇದು antibonding ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Sorry, last one. I think I'll different share it. Antibonding is 2. It is 3 and 4. So it is yellow 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 minus 4. 4 divided by 2 is 4 divided by 2 is 2 is the right answer. So answer is 8 minus 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that means between the oxygen there is a double bond existing here. Bond order anta helteve. But what is he asking? Bond strength ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. Word is asking literally about the bond strength here. Bond strength of oxygen. Bond strength of oxygen molecule here in a superoxide ion. So I advise you solve this question instead of this way, and you go on solving for the others. I'll have a simple method. I prefer O2 is having 16 electrons. Okay, assume. Other the bond order, just now we came to know it is 2. This is bond order and the number of electrons if I take. This is O2 minus 17 electrons. This is O2 double minus 18 electrons. I think I'll remove the 1 electron. O2 plus, it's going to be 15. And O2 double plus, it is going to be 14. 14 is like nitrogen, students. Nitrogen only triple bond. 3 bond order is 3. This is 2.5. See the difference. 3 and 2, 2.5. This is like a fluorine. This is like a fluorine. F2, 1. So difference is 1.5. Now, after that, once you get this, so next thing is bond order is inverse measurement of bond length. Bond order is inversely proportional to bond length, students. So higher the bond order, least bond length. So in that case, if you try to answer is 15, second is correct. Second is you see O2 plus, it is 2.5, 2.5, higher the bond order, relative bond strength, higher the bond order, 2.5, then followed by 2, 1.5 and 2. This is 2 minus. Students, you have to be very, very careful that what we are trying to say here is what is superoxide and peroxide. O2 2 minus irutte. O2 2 minus, it is called peroxide, students, and O2 minus is called superoxide here. Idu superoxide, idu peroxides. So strength ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, higher the bond order ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ strength ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. It is more stronger. So this is how I solve. Otherwise you keep on solving for rest, there is a loss of timing will take place. Yes, like how I give here, this is actually the conventional method, and if you go according to this conventional method and try to get, ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲಿ 2-3 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ತಕೊಂಡು, ಪ್ರಜಾತಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಕೊಂಡು, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆದು ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಈಸ್ 2, very, very clearly it is said that bond order is oxygen is 2, and here is O2 plus nitrogen type, this is fluorine type. So easily you can predict 1, 2, 3. Okay, hope it is convinced. Easy, idu ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಈಸಿ ಇದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫಾಸ್ಫೇಟ್, ಕಾರ್ಬೋನೇಟ್ ಗಳಂತ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಗಳನ್ನು it is a homonuclear, ಅದು heteronuclear atom ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. That is the way you can do this problems. Okay, yes. Now 16th question. 16th question, some mercury is poured into a capillary tube of uniform bore, and one end closed when the tube is held horizontally. When the tube is held horizontally anta ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So when you are holding the tube horizontally here, when you are okay, vertically and horizontally, two are there, ಎರಡು ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. Some mercury is poured into a capillary tube and uniform bore, one end is closed. The one when the tube is held horizontally, mercury column has a length of 4 cm, and air enclosed in the closed end has a length of 10 cm. If the tube is held vertically with the open end upwards, if it is held vertically, the length of the air column. So you have got two ways are there of thinking this question. When held horizontally, pressure of 760, when held 760 mm mercury, 1 atm. When held vertically, it has got a pressure. This will put a pressure here. The mercury which is there, we try to put a pressure, exert a pressure on that air. So that is vertically, pressure is increased by 4 cm. That is 40 mm. 40 mm. So when it is 10, 1 atm is 760. Now the new pressure is 760 plus 40 is 800 mm. Now I apply the formula, Boyle's law. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Volume, area into length, area of cross section of the capillary tube. It's the same. So L1 L2, 760 into 10. This is 760 into 10. Now it is 800 into length. So length obviously decrease because it put a pressure inside the tube. So when it puts a pressure inside the tube, the air which is occupied earlier, the air was here was the air here. So there was no pressure upon that initially. Now you are putting the pressure vertically by holding that column vertically, it will exert a pressure. So mercury is also there. If you can try to have the mercury here. So let's take the mercury here. It was not putting that pressure on that. Now when you keep it vertically, it will try to put a pressure on the air. That's why the length, what we call it as earlier 10 centimeter, it's no more going to be 10, rather it is decreased to 9.5 centimeter. Physics, those who have studied thoroughly, they can able to answer this question also. 9.5 centimeter is the answer. Okay, students, we have to use P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2, Boyle's law. Earlier 760 into length is 10. Now it is 800. Pressure is become 800 into length L2. That L2 is coming to be 9.5 centimeter is right answer here. So that was 16th question, students. Let us see the 17th question. Idike formula. Ionic radius of CS plus and Cl minus. Assuming the cell edge length of this is 0.4123 nanometer and that of the ionic radius of Cl minus. Formula √3a by 2. Cation plus anion. Cation plus anion. You have to go for it. √3a by 2. √3 is 1.73. Point this, it will be 0.3571. But that is given as Cl minus is given. So this is 0.181. So subtract with this 0.176. So answer is 0.176. This is in the case of cesium chloride √3a by 2. By the way, you should be aware about how that √3a by 2 in this case, how it is. Now, in the case of, if you are trying to discuss the structure of cesium chloride, okay, cesium chloride, I will explain how exactly it is. Cesium chloride structure, okay. So in the case of cesium chloride, students, this is the structure, cesium chloride. So cesium chloride is, we are having that, the spheres at the corners, some of the atoms at the corner. So here is the points are at the corners. So there are points at the corners here, points at the corner, and one of the point at the center. This is there at the center here. So if you could find out it, cation anion √3a by 2. When you derive the packing efficiency derivation, you must have come across that. √3a by 2 is right answer for the question number 17. A good question to here. Okay, fine. So let's go to the question number is 18. Rate of diffusion अथवा Graham's law of diffusion. X gas X effuser, diffusion or effusion, escape through the narrow hole ante heltare, through a pinhole at a rate of this 4.73 into 10 to the power minus 4. Another gas is there, methane gas is there. There was two gases, X and methane. It's also effuses through the same pinhole at the rate of this, under the same condition of temperature and pressure. What is the molar mass of that gas X is? Rate of diffusion, Graham's law of diffusion. It says that rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to the square root of its density, states of matter. For two gases, for two gases, it is taken as R1 by R2 is equal to square root of M2 divided by M1. Density annu replace ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? Density is equal to PM by RT. Density is equal to PM by RT. So density and pressure, molar mass are directly proportional to each other. Now left out is rate is given 4.73. This is 1.43. Molecular mass of the methane is 14, and you can find out the M1 without any difficulties. So this is what I said here. Molecular mass of the X you have to find out. You have to take the square root on this side, and 146.24. That is the option number 3. 146. Yes, we will be getting as the answer here. Okay, that is the question number 18. Rate of diffusion. This is also called as the Graham's law of diffusion or effusion. Graham's law of diffusion or effusion is this. Okay, students, 18 questions. So far we have done it. Okay, so the next question is 19. Easy questions. I think there is absolutely no need of any extraordinary thinking here, which can be obtained from the information represented as vapor pressure of the curve of the liquid, normal boiling point, normal freezing point, enthalpy of vaporization. So when we are trying to tell that vapor pressure ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಒಂದು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. 19 ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ 2 ಈಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. So vapor pressure. If you take the temperature at which vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, that is called as a boiling point. So definition nodi, temperature at which vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. The temperature at which vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, that is called as the boiling point. Okay, so the answer 19th is yes, of course, answer is 2 is correct answer. Second option, which consists of normal boiling point and normal freezing point, are the answers. Okay, let us go to the next question, 20th questions. 20th question, sariyagi nodkoli. It's a tough question. Idu ಒಂದು tough question. ಆದರೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದು. 200 grams of the sample of hard water is passed through the cation exchanger. Cation exchanger. So we need to have the cation exchange resin. We need it. Okay. So cation exchange resin, how is it? We need to have the column. Okay. So let's have the resin column here. Right. Resin column is here. Resin columns are there, means then resins should be there. So of course, so we need to have a resins here. So resins are there. Here it is. So we have to keep the resins here. It is resins here. And then I think I have a glass wool here. Glass wool galannu iduttare illige. Normally glass wool is kept here. Okay, fine. So what is they are trying to tell? 200 grams of sample of hard water. So 200 grams of sample of hard water is passed through a cation exchange resin in which H plus ions are exchanged by calcium. Okay, exchanged by calcium. So how is it a calcium exchange resin? Hydrogen chapter. So it is in the form of RH. So RH type ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. So RH. So this is a calcium will be replaced. R2 calcium. H plus will be coming out here. So exchanged by calcium ions. The water coming out of the cation exchange needed 75 ml of 0.5 normal sodium hydroxide. Of course, it is neutralization. The hardness of water due to calcium ion is, it is a combination of what and all chapter. It's a combination of hydrogen chapter. It's a combination of hydrogen chapter is one. It's a combination of GOC little bit and first chapter of stoichiometry. So mix together and ask the questions. So now how we can solve this one. Okay. Now when we are solving this question here, m moles of H plus ion present in 200 grams of water coming out of the exchange ion is 75 ml of 0.1 sodium hydroxide. Okay. So 75 into 0.1 is equal to 7.5. Now millimoles of H plus ion present in 200 grams of the water coming out of the exchange is, it is 7.5 into 0.1. That is 7.5 only. Now the millimoles of calcium ion present in the hard water is 7.5 divided by 2. You have to do it. Why? Because calcium, one calcium is replaced by 2 H plus ions. It will replace 2 H plus ions. It will replace. See this 2 valence is satisfying 2 H plus. So divide by that millimoles, multiply by 40. You will get the mass of that calcium. So amount of calcium present in 200 grams of the hard water is 150 milligram. So in the 200 it is present is hardly 150. So hardness, it's in terms of ppm. So 150 milli, 10 to the power of -3 divided by 200. Okay, 10 to the power of 6 million. So 750 ppm. That is what we will be getting as an answer. First and foremost thing, millimoles of the H plus ions required. The water coming out of the exchange needed this much of sodium hydroxide. So millimoles of the H plus ion, that is Vm 7.5. Why you have to divide by 2? Because for H plus, 1 H plus you want. Why 1 plus? Because 1 calcium replaces 2 H plus. So divide by 2, it is 7.5. Now millimoles, you multiply by its mass, you will get that 150 milligrams. So 150 milligrams, millimoles, no, milligrams. So out of 200, 150 is the milligrams. So you can find out the ppm, parts per million, mass of the solute, parts per million, mass of the solute divided by mass of the solution, mass of the solute, mass of the solution into 10 to the power of 6. That is what? Parts per million. Parts per million. Okay. This is the resin. You're adding 200 grams of sample of hard water. Hard water consists of calcium and magnesium bicarbonate galannu athava calcium and magnesium chlorides and sulfates. Okay, hard water, soft water free from this. So it will replace the calcium by the cation exchange resin. Calcium will replace the 2H and 2R it will catch. 2H plus. Millimoles required. This is the millimoles. Per mole it is H plus it is. Yes, mass you will get it. Then you can able to get the answer without any difficulties here. Okay. So the 20 questions I have solved in this round.